Y'all got your coffee. Hope you got your notebook. Hope you got your pens. We about to talk to somebody that is real near and dear to my heart. So y'all hold tight, and we'll be right back.
Hey now, if you'd like to donate today to the Dr. Walter Sims Show, please donate at Cash App, $Walter H. Sims. Yes, that's Cash App, $WalterHSims. That's Cash App, Walter H. Sims.
Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Mama. Good morning, Jeremiah. Good morning, Ashley. Good morning, everybody. I have a great guest in the studio this morning, all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. Me and this young lady go way back. And so, without any further ado, let me introduce my guest, Dr. Kathleen McDuffie. Her friends call her K Mac. She's CEO and Chief Consultant of Inspiration Avenue Incorporated. The business is focused on providing solutions related to personal and professional development through training, consulting, and coaching. She has a PhD in developmental psychology. She has a master in public health, postdoctoral training from UA School of Medicine and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention at the CDC. She served as an officer in the United States Public Health Service, the Uniform Service of the Department of Health and Human Services, assigned to CDC for 22 years, now retired. Without any further ado, my sister from another mister. We are fraternal brothers and sisters. She's my Sarah. I'm Phi Beta Sigma. She's Zeta Phi Beta. So without any further ado, what's up, Philip? What's up, Miss Vanessa? What's up, Shalonda? What's up, everybody? So without any further ado, my dear sister, Dr. Kathleen McDuffie, CEO, Chief Consultant of Inspiration Avenue Incorporated. Good morning, Dr. McDuffie. How you doing, girl?
Well, good morning, Dr. Sims. I'm doing wonderfully well.
That is awesome.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me to your forum. And I really think this is a wonderful opportunity for me today because, like you said, for more than 22 years,
Right.
I have solely been the provider of wisdom and all my talents inside of our federal government.
Awesome
And
sauce.
now I get the opportunity to share what I've learned
That's
with the
awesome.
world.
That's awesome.
So thank you so much for having me this morning.
Well, you know you're welcome, my friend. So I mean, you in your own words, introduce yourself to us this morning. Who is Dr. Kathleen McDuffie?
Now that will take some time.
I know, right? You know how do you say all of that in such a little space? You know what I'm saying? Because I am so proud of
I
you.
can give some high points, but the reason why I laugh because when you asked me that question, when my now husband, when we were dating,
Okay.
and as he was getting to know me, I think he got the feeling that the knowing or the learning never ends.
It never does. It never does.
One day he said, you're really multifaceted. And
That wait a minute.
And
Oh, is that a compliment?
I took it as a compliment because, Walter, like we were talking the other day, I asked you the question, is that what you're going for? And that is exactly what I have been going for.
Amen.
I like having a versatility.
Yeah, many layers, many layers.
Growing and developing. So
that's good.
I'll give you just a little bit. Let's go back to since you want me to introduce. I am originally from a small farm in rural Alabama.
That's right. That's right.
I was a girl that would be described as somebody from the country.
I know, right? Yeah. To
myself, I thought of myself as my dusty feet. And I'll tell people, hey, I'm here because I'm in the Atlanta area now, which in the South is considered the big city.
Amen.
So I'm here in Atlanta. What am I doing here? What are my dusty feet doing here?
Awesome.
So again, growing up rural Alabama and on a small farm, an only child.
Okay, I knew that. I knew that. Right.
All duties and chores, whether it was in the home or outside in the field or dealing with the animals.
Amen.
Including mechanic repair and anything else was on my list of competencies. Since I work in training, it's like,
how about that?
Becoming competent. So that was all in my growing up, as well as, as most kids having the academic side of things. So that at the time, I'm just living life and I'm doing what's necessary to succeed in my environment.
Right.
And so on to college, I go to UAB.
Yep.
That's where we met.
The Mighty Blazers, the UAB Blazers.
But again, being at UAB, a lot of people from all over the world.
That's true.
Is one of the reasons why I wanted to go to UAB.
How about, and you stayed on campus, right?
I stayed on campus in the dorm.
Yep.
And not in the fancy dorm. I stayed in the economical and what was economically feasible. I didn't want to say the cheapest dorm, but that is what it was. My parents and I were looking like, which one the cheapest?
I know, right? That is so. Why did you choose UAB?
It really, as I was going, because right now, I mean, people are in the world of internet, and I'm not sure if, the age of people that may be watching this. But back then,
this is good.
If you wanted to find out the characteristics about colleges, there was a big book.
Okay.
That you had to get.
That's exactly right.
And I remember going to the bookstore and getting that book. For the year. And they had different characteristics. Right. So they had things like volumes of things in the library, how many libraries, the diversity of the staff, something about tuition. Right. And so me being from Alabama, of course, first I'm looking at in-state schools. Right. And like I said, the things that stood out about the University of Alabama at Birmingham was it was the most internationally diverse. Okay. It had graduate schools because I knew I wanted to be Dr. Somebody. At the time, I was thinking a physician. Wow, that is awesome. Someplace where they had the medical school already, there. Again, how far it was from home. I didn't want to be way off from home. Right, I wanted to be able to get back home. A couple of hours. Yeah, I have a very good relationship with my parents and folks. I didn't have to leave. I'm blessed that I had so much support and love. Grew up in a great environment. That's awesome. So I wanted to be close to that, and so that was a lot of the things that led to UAB. I did look at some of the HBCUs. Right. But as you know, what was lacking in the HBCUs is medical schools. That's right. Yeah. Mine was engineering. Yeah. And also the volumes. Growing up in a place that's resource poor. Understand. I wanted resources. Amen. I got you. So I was just crossing. I was just fanatic, like crossing through, And so that's why I chose UAB.
It's so, girl, I'm gonna have to have you back because it is so much to talk about. So how did we meet? How did you and I meet?
Now I don't remember the first meeting, but I do know it was through. At least I'm thinking it was because I think I probably was a Sigma sweetheart.
That's exactly, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
It may have been probably the first time I would suspect, because I don't remember details, but it may have been, and you have to correct me.
Okay.
I went to a Sigma Sweetheart interest meeting.
Right.
And it was being held at the same time as the Sigma's meeting.
Yep.
And we had to be interviewed.
Yeah, that's right.
The brothers of Phi Beta Sigma to be these sweethearts.
And a Sigma just came in the building. Nate Rutledge, one of my fraternal brothers, just came in the building. Nate Rutledge, he's watching. Yep, yo Nate.
I'm not gonna call his nickname. That's after a taste snack.
Yeah, what's up, Nate? Hey, Phil, what's up? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you had to be interviewed by us.
The same person. But anyway, so it was during that meeting, and I think that's the first time I laid eyes on you.
That's right.
But it was through these late night conversations.
Yeah, that's right.
Oftentimes with Titus.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, he just put his nickname in the chat box. We know what his nickname is.
Okay. Okay, so anyway, so that was the time when we really, started to kind of get like who each other was. And I'm just guessing, Walter, I knew what engineering students did.
Yeah.
And they studied all the time. And they worked on projects all the time.
That's right.
I am thinking that probably because the lab or the engineering building was so close to Titus's apartment.
That's right across the street.
Yeah.
Right across the street.
It was easy for you to walk over and get your social time in.
That's right.
And we would sit there and talk about life and talk about our souls and and Christianity and just how to live life and being successful and all that kind of stuff. So that's really where we went. And as a young woman, because again, this is we're talking about this woman.
Yeah, that's right.
It was a place that even though I was there with two young men, I felt safe.
That blesses me, and this is the first time, y'all. This is the first time she's sharing this with me.
Yeah, I felt safe.
Thank you.
I didn't have to carry a pipe.
Thank you.
To bust somebody inside the head. I could literally be with these two men and not feel like if I'm gonna go, I better.
Amen. Amen.
Be ready. I have to have an escape.
She was like our little sister.
Right. That's it. And but it was never said. It was unspoken, but it was like understood.
Oh, that is so awesome, my friend. Yeah. So you did your undergraduate work. So what was your undergraduate degree in?
In psychology as well. I started out with a biology, chemistry minor. And then when I decided, and it was literally like coming out of the closet.
Okay.
When I came out of the closet as a lover of psychology.
Awesome sauce.
I changed my major to psychology and kept my mind and switched my minor to biology. Okay. And so, And
that is awesome.
That's what I graduated with.
Yeah, so you spent 22 years.
Mm-hmm.
So you're a veteran. You're considered a veteran.
Yes.
Okay, so you spent 22 years. Thank you for your service.
It has been an honor and a pleasure.
So tell us this. So your background, you just very humble beginnings, humble college life, humble masterate, humble doctorate. So working in corporate America, what are a couple of takeaways? And you as a woman, and you and I talked about this in pre-production, you had a lot of hurdles, especially being a woman of color.
Mm-hmm.
You had a lot of hurdles. So what are a couple of three things that you had in your toolbox that really helped you not get discouraged, but gave you the wherewithal. Say, you know what, I'm gonna keep going. So what were some of the things that you used in your multifaceted toolbox to kind of get over those hurdles?
I think what was important is being clear on what the end goal was.
Oh, that is so good. That is so good.
Yeah, not letting anyone define that for me. And that was actually even from college. You know, when I got to UAB, my end goal
That's
for
good.
UAB was to get as much knowledge and skill
That's good
as I could from that university.
That is good. So one of your tools, one of your tools to get through hurdles and get through obstacles is remember the end goal.
Yes.
That is so good. So that's one thing. What would be a second thing that you use? Not only knowing the end goal, I love that. So if you know the end goal, I'm not done yet. So knowing the end goal, what's another tool you use to get over some of those hurdles that you faced?
Yeah. Also recognizing barriers.
Okay.
And knowing how
That's good. That's
movable
good.
or immovable they may be. And let me just give you like some examples so your audience will understand what I'm talking about.
That's good, Kath.
Okay. So let's just say one barrier or one negative may be a professor.
Okay.
Who says to me, or who said to me, you will never be a doctor.
Wow.
And that was actually said to me. I went in to, professors have office hours, and if you have problems with things, you're supposed to come in, and so they're supposed to help explain some things that may not be clear to you.
Right.
And that's what he said to me. He said, you will never be a doctor. So I did not believe that because I thought to myself, this man doesn't know who I am. I'm already a doctor. I mean, that's the way I felt.
That's good.
I felt like I am already
a doctor.
All I have to do is to get the knowledge and the skill to be a doctor. So
I'm already there. So
he doesn't. But what is the barrier? The barrier is that this man was not going to help me.
What my pen? I'm taking note. That is so good. That's wisdom.
I'm going to go and waste my energy reporting this. Oh my God, he said to me I'd never be a doctor. So I'm going to report him and let it go through the system. And there's going to be interviews and questions. And
he said, she said.
Would have been. I don't have time. I didn't have time for that. So I said, okay. So what I'm going to do is, because I had some flexibility, and thank God I had some flexibility to drop his class. So I said, I'm going to drop his class.
Okay.
He's not going to be.
He's not going to help
biology.
Me. That's good. That's good. I like. That's good. That's good.
I need some help. I'm not going to get it from him.
That's good.
But there are other professors and there are other ways to get this knowledge. So that's what I mean. That was an easy barrier. And then you say, okay, well, I can just leap over that or go around that.
Oh, that's good.
I don't have to knock that down.
That's good.
And I think sometimes what we do is we waste our time trying to knock down every barrier when you really may be something that you just step over.
Say that again. When you say that again, Dr. Cash. Say that again, Dr. Cash.
Some barriers don't need to be knocked down.
Preach.
You step over, go around, kick to the side. I mean, you just move on.
That is so good.
And I didn't go home and oh my God. I can't believe he said that.
He hurt my feelings.
I didn't take that in. I was just saying. He didn't know who I am.
That's so good. That is so good. That is good. That's so one.
That's okay.
No, so that's good. One is knowing the end goal.
What I mean by that. So barriers. It's analyzing and then saying, okay. And then there are those things where, as I would say, like in graduate school.
Okay.
There was clearly, some barriers that had I not gone through.
Right.
that I would have to go through. There is no going around. You know, if in order for your dissertation, for you to finish your dissertation, you have to have the signatures.
You gotta have. So that being said, let's chase this rabbit real quick. What was your dissertation on, real quick?
Oh gosh. Well, I don't remember the exact title, but what I looked at were children who were considered, and this was the term that we called them years ago. We're talking about 97.
Right.
Educable, mentally retarded.
Wow.
Okay. So these are the children that are just a little slow.
Just a tad bit.
And they may have been in special education classes, but their IQ was just a little beneath 100.
Just a tad.
These are folks that educable, meaning they can learn, they can get skills and go on and be productive individuals. So it was on this population, and I looked at identity, specifically ethnic identity, and the importance of ethnic identity in this population. What my hypothesis was is that more so than an identity of being disabled, and this was in Black African American youth, that rather than taking on this disabled identity, ethnic identity was bigger and more important to them. And so therefore, if doing any types of interventions or whatever, the fact that they are African American needs to be first and foremost to any other kinds of identities, whether it is disability or socioeconomic or all these other things. And my hypothesis was proven correct.
That is good. That's really good stuff.
Very similar to other adolescents.
Right.
And so again, so if anything was made, it would just need to be maybe in delivery or having more supported than that. So that was what my dissertation was on. It wasn't anything to save the world.
That is good. That is so good. So all of this knowledge that you have, this experience, and you got all these credentials. Now you're a CEO and chief consultant of Inspiration Avenue Incorporated. So what's your vision? Where's Dr. K. Mack going with all of this? Where are you going? What's your vision for the next level in your life?
Okay. So when it comes to business, and sort of what I'm doing in that sphere, my career is actually much of what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
And that is getting the message out, getting messages out, training individuals, coaching individuals, bringing things into organizations.
Okay.
So that people really ultimately can have the life that they desire.
That's awesome.
And when I say life, I mean holistically.
That's good.
That is including what you're doing as a contributor to society, whether that's in a job, or if it's at the home, or as a volunteer, as a citizen of your community.
Okay.
What's going on with your family? What is actually going on with self? A lot of times we don't pay attention to whether or not we are comfortable with self. So I do focus kind of broadly. So again, going back to that multifaceted, I train, I continue to learn in all areas, in addition to the degrees that I have from UAB. I also have certifications.
That is so awesome.
And personal training. So, like weightlifting and different things like that. I have 2 certifications, one that's basic and one that's a senior personal training. So, and I'm currently working on a certification in mindfulness.
Really?
Yes.
That is awesome.
I'm always learning, but I know that again, everybody's not. So I want to learn it, and then I want to get it out, and then help people incorporate these things. And like I told you, it's really about design.
This is good. You gotta be. This is intentional too. So you have to be intentional with your life.
That's exactly what I'm saying. It's intentional, but you have to know what are you intending.
That's very true.
So
That's
a lot
very
of people
true.
say, okay, I'm going to be focused, but first, what's the map?
Yeah. What you say? Some people just, some people just jump in the car and say, "Let's drive." Well, where you going? I don't know.
And there will be adjustments.
Of course,
to the
of
blueprint,
course.
And you must look at the blueprint and look at
this
circumstances and say, now what's fitting over time. Having meetings with yourself is very important. And that was another thing that I did. I had serious meetings with myself once a year.
Oh, wow. Serious conversations.
I mean, a whole week. When other people may have been going off to sunny spots or maybe the Alps or whatever they do for their week or so of vacation, I would take off and go somewhere. There's some times like maybe Myrtle Beach, but then there actually was a time when I just stayed home. I felt like I don't need to go anywhere. I'm just going to stay home and vacation at home. But I had days of basically things that I was rereading, things that I seriously had to contemplate, times of prayer, times of meditation. And then I always had that day of now, what is the plan?
Wow.
And then I keep that kind of in my head as I'm going through. If you do that, then you know when stuff is off plan.
Yeah, you were like, you know what? I got off into the weeds. Let me pull it back.
Some turns. I mean, the line may be more like this.
Yeah.
But you don't go like this. when you realize,
girl,
it's not gonna be straight, but you be.
You better talk up in here. You better talk up in here. This is good, dog. This is good. Thank you. I appreciate you so much.
Well, same here, brother.
Hey, tell your husband I cannot be the president of your fan club, but I can be the vice president. Well, no. Your son is the vice president. I guess I got to be the treasurer or the chaplain or something.
We'll find an office for you.
That's what I'm talking about. Well, listen,
but I have put you on my board of directors.
Now see, that'll work.
And that's another thing, and it's a term that I'm using.
That's good.
Again, I don't want to, for people that may say, oh, I actually need to get like a formal board of directors. It's really the way I think about it. It's my advisory group.
That's awesome.
It's folks that really understand what I'm about, and then I can sort of run things by them.
That's good.
And also maybe people that have experiences in areas that I want to experience.
This is good.
So
this is good.
To talk to and actually get some mentoring from those people or some sponsorships.
This is good. This is good.
People.
This
so
dog.
You have to think about
this
who's
is good
on your board, and
That's
those
good.
people will rotate off and rotate in. But those are the people that when you listen to their advice, you can say, yeah,
Okay.
That's of value to me.
That is good. And you just launched a website. So tell people how they can get in touch with you and what's next for you. So how can we get in touch with you? And then what's next for Dr. Kathleen Mcduffie?
Okay. So how to get in contact with me right now, best would be email.
Okay.
And that's Dr. DrKaYMAC@yahoo.com.
Okay.
Like you said, I just launched my website. I do not intend for my website to be a drawer.
I understand.
Business or anything.
Right.
But it is a place where people can kind of go, learn a little bit about me, get a sense of the flavor of the organization.
I like that.
And I will be putting articles, blogs, and things like that as it is to come. And so that is Inspiration Avenue INC.
Okay.
.com.
I love it.
You can share
love
that.
it.
I don't know if you have like a
we got a box, InspirationAvenue.com.
Right. And
Yeah.
so, like I said, right now I don't have the phone number or anything on there, but the email is there. And if they're wanting to get in contact with anything they think that I can help them with, whether
This is good.
workshops or keynotes or coaching or business consultation, then just put in the subject line Inspiration Avenue or
That's
something
good.
like that.
That's
because
good,
that
girl.
lets me know that this is a business related to Inspiration Avenue services.
This is so good, girl.
What's next?
What's next?
I do want to follow you, brother, and have a probably a YouTube based channel.
Okay.
I will definitely be calling you to find out the different ways I can do that, because like I said, there really is a lot of stuff, a lot of things, a lot of experiences that I want to share and do that freely as a gift.
Yeah.
Because I realize everyone may not be able to afford coaching, or they may not be in a place where I may be having an event or happen to be in an organization that's having me come in for them. But I do want to be able to at least share and direct, because now I'm retired.
Let's say it again.
Now I am retired. But that does not mean I am not doing the work
that is awesome.
I was put here to do.
That is so awesome.
That part is not over.
Yeah.
I'm retired, but I'm not retired.
Yeah, I understand. Hello. And by the way, y'all, this young lady wrote the foreword in Finding Christ in Crisis in my latest book. She wrote the foreword for me. So now you kind of see the connection. She's my not only my soror, my fraternal sister, but she's a dear sister in my life, and I want you to know I love you, K-Mac.
I love you.
And your YouTube channel, write this down. This is a working title. Write this down. K-Mac Says.
We'll work on it.
Okay.
I like the says part.
Yeah.
I like the says, because it's kind of like that Simon Says. I like that.
So write that down. That's a working title. We'll flush it out later. But thank you for being here. Tell your husband I say hey. Tell your son I say hey. Tell Granny I say hey. Tell your parents I say hey. And I just want you to know I love you, okay?
All right. Hey, brother.
All right, love you, girl. That was Dr. K-Mac, y'all. She is like totally awesome. She is totally awesome. My guest tomorrow, I don't have that up yet, but my guest tomorrow is Miss Q, Doc Q. Met her on Instagram because I met another young lady that I interviewed last month, and she'll be here tomorrow. We're health and wellness, talking about health and wellness tomorrow. Listen, we're going to do a quick commercial, and we'll be right back. Miss Vanessa is in the building. What's up, Nate? What's up, Phil? Everybody, hope everybody's doing fine. What's up, Shalonda? What's up, Kate? What's up, everybody? We're going to run to a quick commercial, and we'll be right back.
Hey, now, if you'd like to donate today to the Dr. Walter Sims Show, please donate at Cash App, $Walter H. Sims. Yes, that's Cash App, $WalterHSIMS. That's Cash App, Walter H. Sims.
Daily Show. Y'all, top state leader says Cuomo must resign. Governor says no way. They're at an impasse. As much as Donald Trump got away with, he's got a whole lot of lawsuits coming at him right now. But nobody, especially on his side of the fence, nobody condemned all of the atrocities of Donald Trump. But that aside, Cuomo, they're asking for him to resign. So what's my opinion? He may need to. Now, for whatever reason, but what does this speak to? It speaks to the fact that when you're in leadership, you have to do things a certain way. You can't make offhanded comments. You cannot make sexual innuendos. And you would think, after all of the men that have gotten in trouble for this, us men would know better. and what we don't realize a lot of time, a woman can be playful on Monday, and on the other end of the spectrum by lunchtime. Women, and I'm not putting blame on women. All I'm saying is that we men have to keep everything right down the middle of the road. And if you stay consistent, keep everything in the middle of the road, and it's tough because in this society, you can't play with folks like we used to play with folks growing up. And making sexual innuendos is not playing, and I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that you can't joke like we joked back in the day, especially with the advent of all this social media and everybody's got a TV network in the palm of their hand. You have to be careful what you say. 4 things you can't take back. 4 things. Rocks you throw, words you say, text you text, and time you waste. Can't take none of that back. So what's my opinion? What's my 2 pennies? Cuomo, it probably in the best interest, your best interest, let's resign. That's not going to stop the madness, and you can fight it like Kat said, like Dr. Kathleen said. Is this a barrier? His being, his constituency wants him to resign. Is that a barrier he needs to go around or tunnel through? Man, go be a correspondent on CNN with your brother. Have a late night show. Write a book. But you got to own your stuff. And he did admit, now, I may have said some things that were inappropriate. And y'all have seen the headlines of some of the stuff he said. Come on now. Come on, dude. You had to know some of those things you said and did bite you. Now, nobody said he didn't have an affair or anything, not that we've heard to date, but he did some things that were inappropriate. And as a leader, man, we got to stay focused on what we're doing, our job. You know what I'm saying? Listen, guys, I'm working on getting another guest on the show and talk about COVID-19 because everybody hasn't gotten the vaccine yet. The Gladney family has gotten theirs. My baby sister has gotten hers, and I know a handful of people that have gotten it. And there's a debate. There's debates out. Should I get it? Should I not? No matter on what side of the fence you're on, and I want to work with a couple and get them on the show. I reached out to them yesterday. There's a natural approach, and I may play this tomorrow, but I don't have time today to play their YouTube video. But it's Be Natural, Be Vegan. The letter B, natural, the letter B, vegan. Be Natural, Be Vegan on YouTube. And they advocate a natural concoction. But the long and short of it is, let me go back to my introductory screen.
Things are so
Now,
Christian,
wherever
some
you
things
are,
not a God or
wherever you are, on whatever side of the fence you're on, do I take the vaccine or not? Because you got people on both sides of the aisle. It's the vaccine right now is in the introductory phase, and we don't know all the variables yet. But people that have taken it have shown no side effects. Some do, some haven't. Okay, but in the meantime, until you get the vaccine, whether you get it or not, some people don't even take the flu shot. I don't take the flu shot. Okay, and I haven't had the flu, and I haven't had COVID-19. It's been a year. So boost your immune system. Boost your immune system. The people that have succumbed to COVID-19 have some other health issues. All right? So this is intentional. Be intentional about your health. Wear your mask. Keep your distance. If you don't have to go out, don't go out. All right? If you have to, mask up. But boost your immune system. Get your vitamin D. Get your vitamin C. What are the other ones? B6. I wrote it down. But boost your immune system. You can Google that. Boost your natural ways to combat COVID-19. You know what I'm saying? Because in Florida, DeSantis, and I hope I'm probably butchering his name, Governor DeSantis is getting in trouble because he was making sure the wealthier zip codes were getting the vaccines versus other people. Okay, so he's about to get in trouble for that. So until you can get the vaccine and you doing your study and whether you believe in getting vaccine or not, and we know us as people of color, we have a certain affinity for vaccination. They just don't work well with us. You know what I'm saying? But whatever you do, and Dr. Zim, as your coach, I can't tell you what to do, but do your research. Research natural ways to combat COVID-19 because the supply, they say, the vaccine, everybody will have it by May. Well, and then President Biden ran into a situation where there wasn't enough vaccines to go around when he got into his presidency. And I said Sunday, I'm glad I got Dr. Jesus. Because in the meantime, until I can get a vaccination, in the meantime, God been taking care of me for a whole year. Ain't that right, Miss Vanessa? The God has taken care of us this long. And so until you get the vaccine and you do your research and you study whether to take it or not, that's on you. But until then, until you are better served, boost your immune system, exercise, get your proper rest, drink your water, get vitamin D. People of color, vitamin D. People of color, vitamin D. Do your research. Do your own research, right? Be intentional. All right? What's up, Doc? Come on. I touched on this yesterday, and again, we having guests yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Got a guest coming tomorrow. And I want to echo what I said yesterday, and I hope you hear this. Your worst fear should be missing God. What did Dr. Kathleen say? Even though I'm retired, I still have to do what I've been called to do. And even though we're in the midst of a pandemic, you still ought to be doing what you ought to be doing. Because my book, Finding Christ in Crisis, right here. What's your purpose? Even in a pandemic, you ought to be doing what you've been called to do. And go to drwaltersim.com/books. If you haven't gotten your copy, go get your copy. Because my attitude is, if you do not come out of this crisis, if you do not come out of this crisis more focused, more empowered, more motivated, and inspired to live on purpose, you have not lacked time. You have lacked desire, determination, and discipline. Screenshot. And you ought to be deliberate about your life. I don't mean to point at you, but you ought to be deliberate about your life. You only get one. It is appointed for man once to die, then the judgment. We've talked about that in church. What are you doing to move the needle in your life? What are you doing to move the needle in your life? Let's hover here for a moment. What are you doing to move the needle in your life? Okay. All right. I love y'all. And remember now, I love you and you can't do a thing about it. I love y'all so much. I love y'all so
Things I saw
much.
Christians post on Facebook.
I love y'all so much. Thank you for being here. And tomorrow my guest is Q. They call her Q for short. She has a very special name. So I'll have a picture of her up in a little while. But we got another guest coming tomorrow. Then I'll be off the rest of the week. I got to go to Birmingham. We've had death in the family. I got to go to Birmingham and then over to Atlanta. But that's why I've had 3 shows back to back. And then I got Thursday and Friday off. I may do a little something mobile. So we'll see. But anyway, see you in the morning, same time, same channel. And remember, if you stay high on life, life is going to stay high on you.
Hey now, if you'd like to donate today to the Dr. Walter Sims Show, please donate at Cash App, $Walter H. Sims. Yes, that's Cash App, $WALTERHSIMS. That's Cash App, $Walter H. Sims.